Hey guys, MaxBomb here. Today we're going to talk about how to make a good, balanced video game map. Now this won't be a tutorial on using like 3D design tools and all that. It'll be about what maps need. So if that's what you're looking for, click away. Don't have to give it a dislike or anything like that. Now, in my past videos, I'll give you the concepts you need to make one yourself. But you're going to have to do your part on the creative end. I won't do it for you. Maps are something I've recently begun to appreciate. Warface, which I've made a few videos on, has some great maps. They have good aesthetics, and more importantly, they're balanced. Every video game needs good, balanced maps, and I think the biggest component is balance. Balance is making every class or weapon equal on the playing field. Now that doesn't mean that make sure the shotgun is just as good at ranges as the sniper. No, make their weapons work in selected areas of expertise. Make sure the shotgun will always beat snipers if you're going around a corner or in close quarters. Make sure if you have an SMG, you can't kill the enemy sniper that's raining bullets on you. People have been complaining about Call of Duty maps being unbalanced, particularly in the Black Ops series, because of things like quickscoping, where if a sniper sprints around a corner right into a guy with an SMG, a good quickscoper can win. What Warface is doing, and I will be referencing them a lot in this video because their maps are perfect models for what to do, is they have 2 layers on every map, like verticality layers. The first layer is where the guys with the SMGs and shotguns go, so they can run around on the ground. Now the ground has lots of cover, be it walls or fallen debris. It really doesn't matter where you are, you're not going to be out in the open, unless you specifically put yourself in the middle of a street like a freaking idiot. The second layer is tougher to maneuver through, and the second layer has lots of gaps in it, so snipers need to put themselves on the ground a bit in order to be effective and get the better sniping spots. The better sniping spots are typically in the most dangerous places. Maybe you have to walk through a plaza or something, or one super cool feature the game has is it has some high spots need people to climb up to. And you can see a little bit of that in some other Warface gameplay. But it takes a few seconds to complete the animation, and during that time you're completely exposed. So if one of those 2-person climb ladders leads to a good sniping spot, but you're in the middle of a battlefield and you're completely vulnerable during that time, then it's an effective risk versus reward scenario. So snipers are only really powerful if you take that chance. Plus, those ideal sniping spots house the only long sight lines, where you can effectively find enemies to kill. Because if you're a sniper, you really can't hunt for enemies, you have to wait for enemies to come to you, which can be a pain unless you manage the spot in the middle of the map. Plus, with all the cover for ground soldiers, the snipers aren't OP either. If a sniper starts shooting at you, and you have some decent skills, you can get away without dying. Sometimes, unless you suck dick. See how it all fits together? Snipers are only so good at sniping. With all the disabilities that the map provide, it's better than nerfing the weapon. The maps themselves are the nerfs. A good player can still be just as effective if he knows how to play, but a weaker player who knows nothing about the map system can't. If you are watching this as a gamer with no real intent on making your own map, take advantage of this. Analyze the maps, understand what the makers intended for the maps, and take advantage of that. Because in most games these days, the skill gap is extremely low, and the only thing that separates the good from the bad is the mental understanding of the game. Just keep that in mind. Now, balance, in my opinion, is the most important thing in a good map, but it's certainly not the only thing. Size is also extremely important. Games muck this up all the time. Everyone is giving COD Ghost shit because their maps are just too goddamn big for 6v6. Even if it went to 10v10 playlists and stuff like that, I don't think the maps would be small enough. Keep in mind, gamers, particularly FPS gamers, come for the action. They don't come for a game of hide and go seek. Nobody wants to do that. That's not fun for anybody. Don't make your maps too big so that you can't get around. In my opinion, 2 levels of verticality is plenty. COD maps nowadays have like fucking 4 or 5. That's ridiculous. Nobody likes that. Depending on how many players you have, you can make the actual map anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute to get from one spawn to another. sprinting uninterrupted. COD maps take like a minute and a half, and they have 6v6. That is way too big. Now, that's not an invitation to make it too small either. You don't want to have big clusterfucks the entire game. Everyone likes maybe one or two areas where they can just go for a clusterfuck, but you don't want the entire map to be one. The C flag in Battlefield 4 on the Seas of Shanghai, people love that. I love that. I just go up there, kill, and then die, and then respawn and do it again. It's not a bad idea to have maybe one room or area or plaza or something set aside specifically for that. Not saying it's a must, because it's not. It's just a nice feature. In general, to prevent too many people from concentrating in one spot for the entire match, I would have maybe 4 or 5 distinct battle areas. How you go about placing them is up to you, but them being there is just a nice way to spread out the battle, just so people have options. Oh, I forgot to mention that this is primarily for team-based game types. In free-for-all, not all these techniques are useful. Sorry, bitches. Another key trait of the map is aesthetics. Now, you really need to use your creativity here, but the only thing I have to say is make sure your map has a set theme. Whether that theme is a factory, a beach, an abandoned town, make sure the theme is there, and make it visible so people know it's there and they can point to it and say, that's what the theme is. This adds to making the map feel alive and immersive. I mean, depending on what your game is, don't make your theme too ridiculous. Make it something semi-authentic, not like an 8-year-old's Fantasyland. Black Ops 2 maps were just straight up stupid. They had things like Playboy mansions and yachts and paintball arenas. Oh my god, that was the only thing COD Ghosts did right, was making the battlefields more authentic. Because they gave Black Ops 2 a lot of shit for that. Ghosts screwed everything else up, but that's a different commentary. So, well, we're pretty much done here. Leave a comment if you have comments, or go to my Fiverr account where I give gaming advice for developing, designing, all that shit. Link in the description. See y'all next time.